Well, if we're going to start with the transfer window, we have to start at the end of last transfer window. I'm not quite sure when this happened. Transfers made before the start of the next transfer window go on your current transfer window, which can be a little bit confusing at times because I know for a fact we didn't have money in the transfer budget to sign Jean-Philippe Mateta, and yet they still applied it towards the window. So either the money was allocated, or it's a glitch, or all of the above. So on the ends, first we got Hristo Lovkov, who was part of the original under-21 internationals I searched for. He's a Bulgarian under-21 international, 1.5-star current ability, 5-star potential ability, defensive left back, was listed for transfer, and I got him for £200,000. Couldn't make that up if I tried. And then I turned around and loaned him right back to his club, Septembri Sofia, because I knew he wasn't going to qualify for a work permit here, but if he plays the full season at Septembri Sofia, he should qualify for it there. Next in, Valentin Grigoras from Ferul Constanța for $7.25 million. Again, another one of those kids who showed up on the original shortlist that I kind of kept an eye on. He has 4 senior caps. He also has 7 under-21 caps. He's 18 years old. 3-star current ability, 5-star potential ability, defensive midfielder, defensive center back, and also a defensive or a midfielder as well. He didn't get a work permit, and I'm not quite sure why, because when I did the thing to sign him, it said, you know, he's going to get a work permit. So I can apply for it again in around 40 days, 42 days, something like that. Let me see here. Yeah, 42 days. I just checked a couple hours ago. And hopefully he'll get it then. If not, we're going to have to loan him out in the January transfer window. I mean, he can play. He's been playing in the Under-21 championships for Romania. So at least he's getting game time there. But we got him for $7.25 million. He's easily worth at least twice that, if not more. I mean, they're saying his value now is $32 million. But at the same time, I don't really put a lot of stock in that because they're saying Hristo Lovkov's value is now $23 million. And then last in, Joel Tizier from RFC Aboyoso in Cote d'Ivoire, Ivory Coast. He didn't get a work permit, so he got loaned out to Maccabi Haifa, and he should get a decent amount of playing time there. 18 years old. I first saw him. He's got the 120 cap. I can't remember how he came. Oh, he came across through my scout, the one I have toiling around Western Africa for hot prospects. And he popped up, 2-star current ability, 5-star potential ability, took a look at him, kept him on the short list. His contract was ending, and I said, hey, do you want to come play for Crystal Palace? And he said, sure. So I signed him on a contract, and he didn't get a work permit, and I turned around and offered him out for loan, and Maccabi Haifa jumped all over him. So, 18 years old. If he's on loan for the next couple of years, that's fine. He's a pick for the future. All 3 of these guys are picks for the future. And for the money we spent on them, the possible return we're going to get on them, I think that was worth it. On the outs, there's Hristo Lovkov going back to Septembri Sofia on loan. And then Ebra Eze, Southampton came in and made an offer for him, and he jumped all over it. He didn't have a minimum release fee, and I was really kind of miffed about that. We ended up, it was a wash in terms of transfer money value. If you take into account the salary we paid him and stuff like that over the years, we lost money in the long term. But getting in what we got, getting back what we paid for him is a good deal. So I can't complain too much about that. This year's transfer window, we were busy, but it doesn't really look like it. We spent 42 million euros, or we spent 42 million pounds in. We sold 59 million pounds. But literally 95% of that was one player. Michael Elise went to Southampton. They met his release fee. He wanted to go to Southampton, so I had to let him go. He was a really good player for us. I was really sorry to see him go. I tried convincing him to stay. He said he didn't want to. I would have thought he would have gone to a bigger club. I mean, Southampton is good. I mean, they finished 9th last season, 8th the year before that, 15th the year before that. So chances are they're going to try and push for top 6 this season. And they just might make it depending on who else they brought in. But he was definitely a very good pickup for us. He was one of the kids who saw us through those first few years. He had a really good season for us, or he had a really good career for us. 84 appearances, 19 goals, set assist records, it seemed, every season when you look across all competitions. So I was kind of reluctant to let him go, but at the same time, I had to. Tariq Fosu, Julian Malatini, Sean Smith, Mines made an offer for Daniel Perez, and he wanted to go, so I let him go. Thibault Smith was going to be lost in the shuffle. He played in a few games for us last season, but I brought in some more players as depth, and Maccabi Haifa made an offer for him that was equal to his value. So I said, yeah, sure. On the ends, Ayub Gedik comes to us from Altınordu, they're an interesting club. They're in Turkey. They are all about the youth. They don't sign foreign players. They sign Turkish players. They develop them from within. Burak İnce, who is regarded as one of the best young midfielders in the game, is currently at Altınordu. You can sign him as a 16-year-old, and depending on how FM rolls for him, he'll top out around 160, 170. Ayub Gedik is kind of in that vein. He was out of contract, or his contract was ending, and they only wanted 3.1 thousand pounds for him to come. 1.5 star current ability, 4.5 star potential ability. Physically, really solid. Mentally, he's got a couple holes. Weakness being one of them. The vision, the positioning could be better. But I like the 18 Laird. The decision and determination are more than adequate. Technically, decent dribbler, good first touch, good heading, decent free kick taking. Not the best passer, but he has really good technique. So he's 18 years old now. I think if we get him a work permit, he can be a valuable contributor. If we can't get a work permit for him, I'm reasonably sure we can turn around and sell him for a little bit more than 3.1 thousand pounds. Juanjo comes to us from the Atletico Madrid B squad. 1.3 million pounds, a defensive center back. I needed some young depth. 1.5 star current ability, 4.5 star potential ability. Physically, already fairly solid. Mentally, he's not bad. I mean, his off the ball is a 6, but as a defensive center back, are you really concerned about that? I don't think so. You're more concerned about his decision-making, his determination, his bravery, his anticipation. He's not the best header, but he has really good jumping reach. He's okay at marking. He's okay at tackling, but he's a really good passer. Ethan Laird comes to us from Manchester United with De Smet leaving and a couple of guys I left out on loan, like Malatini. I wanted somebody solid to play both defensive left and defensive right back positions. At 23 years old, Ethan Laird fits that to a T. Physically, he's pretty solid. Mentally, he's pretty solid. Technically, good corners, good dribbling, good first touch, decent marking, decent tackling, good technique, good passing. I can start him on the right. I can have him fit in on the left. And at 33,000 pounds a week, he is definitely good value for the money. Christian Canales comes to us from Real San Sebastian, their C team. Well, I think that's their B squad. They're just calling it C. 5.75 million going to 7 million. An advanced midfielder on the right, 2.5 star current ability, 4 star potential ability, 20 years old. He's here as depth more than anything else because he can also play advanced midfielder on the left. Physically, really, really good, with the exception of the jumping reach and the strength. But those are coming up, the strength is coming up a little bit. Mentally, the aggression is okay. The anticipation's okay. I like his decision making. His flair is nice. His off the ball is decent, but his vision and his work rate are also fairly solid. He's a pretty good crosser. He's a pretty good dribbler. He's got decent passing. He's got good technique. His first touch is on the rise. He'll get some starts, but he's more of a bench player than anything else. Alex Baena? Alex comes to us from Villarreal for 6 million pounds. Advanced midfielder on the left. Also here is more of depth than anything else. That's kind of the common theme with a lot of the guys I picked up this season. They can play in more than one position really well. Baena is going to be mostly on the bench as advanced midfielder on the left. He'll get some starts when the fixture congestion gets too much. He can also come in and play up top as striker. And he's also a good midfielder in a pinch. 2.5 star current ability, 3.5 star potential ability. Physically, he's solid. Mentally, he's solid. He's really good mentally. I mean, that's nothing to laugh at here. The determination of a 7 is low, but it's not egregiously low. And then technically, again, solid across the board. One of those solid but unspectacular guys. Knows his job, knows how to do it to the best of his ability, and I'm going to get the most out of him while he's here. Joshua Zirkzee was listed by Bayern. With all the people I lost or loaned out, my only real strikers were Pellegrini and Pierce. Pierce is young but improving. Pellegrini's tapped out. He's not going to get any better. He's not going to get any worse. And if we're being completely honest, even though he had a great season for us last season, he's probably not a full-time starter. Josh Zirkzee wanted to leave Bayern, and the price was absolutely right, 15.25 million. There were a couple other teams that came in for him, but the 3-star current, 4-star potential, 23-year-old striker. He's got really good physicals. He's a very good jumper. He's got really nice mentals. Positioning and probably work rate, about the only thing you can quibble with. But everything else is really, really good. Decent dribbler, decent finisher, good first touch, good heading. Okay passing. Well, 13 passing is okay. The 15 technique is nice. He's a complete forward or target forward. I've been playing him at complete forward. Pellegrini's on the bench. Zirkzee starting. And that was going to be the plan. And then Lazio listed Sebastiano Esposito, and I jumped all over him because not only did they list him, they listed him for £7.75 million. And why wouldn't you jump all over that? Now, yes, he's a striker. I'm playing him as an advanced midfielder on the left because he's already really good there. And with Xerxes, Pierce, and Pellegrini, I don't need another full-time striker. Xerxes, if I didn't have Pierce, and maybe cutting off my nose to spite my face, and I'm totally getting the guy's name wrong. It's Clark. I don't know why I keep calling him Pierce. Clark is the striker of the future. I firmly believe that. I think he's going to tap out at his 5-star potential. It's just a matter of getting him trained up in the areas he needs to be trained. And I think we can do that. I don't know why his determination has gone down. It's really kind of annoying. But all this stuff over here is literally, I've mentioned it before. I'll mention it again. It's FM being FM. His acceleration went from 11.3 to 11.2. So we'll get to work on that. Pierce, I need to get starts at deep lying forward. So Xerxes is going to be up top as the complete forward. And then Esposito is going to be on the left. If anything happens, I can move Esposito up. I can bring Pellegrini in. I've got tons of options on the bench I can bring in as well. So this is one of those, I'm not going to say it was a panic buy. This was a luxury buy because I had the money to do it. I still have the money to do it. I still got £121 million in my transfer budget. I've still got £600,000 of, well, £500,000 of salary to fool around with. Well, once again, we're like 18th in the league in terms of our salary spend. And so that, in a nutshell, has been our transfer window. It was really, really good. I think we got a lot of good players for the right value. I think the players we got are going to be good value for the money. We didn't overspend for any of them. Even Xerxes at $15.5 million, I don't think is an overspend. We got value for release. We got his transfer release. We sold Solomon. I think I had my transfers set wrong here. Tariq Fosu left on a free. Malatini, the guys that went to the teams in blue, those are my affiliates. So Fleetwood and Coventry are my affiliates. Solomon Aidu was a keeper with promise. And anytime I tried loaning him out, he would refuse. Anytime I tried sending him to an affiliate, he would refuse. Leicester finally came in with an offer for him for $825,000, and I was like, look, I'm not going to keep you on my squad if you're not going to listen to me and go to where I need you to go to develop, because you're not getting first-team playing time here. And, I was like, here you go. Don't let the door hit you. I may come to regret that, but at the same time, he got mad at me because I didn't send him out on loan. It's like, look, I loan listed you and accepted 5 offers, and you turned down all 5 of them. That's a you problem. That's not a me problem. I don't know if that's a bug or a feature, to be 100% honest with you. I just know it happens every once in a great while, and it absolutely drives me up a freaking wall. Schedule-wise, the season could be off to, I think, a better start. We just really kind of muffed it against Everton. We beat Tottenham 3-1. Xerxes a brace of goals, Pellegrini a goal. Against Everton, like I mentioned, they absolutely dominated us. They had 22 shots, 11 on target. We had 14 and 8. I don't know what happened here because we had some really good performances. Esposito was on a 7-4. Fatuwu was on a 7-3. Sione a 7-1 and had a goal. Guehi was on a 7-6. Kasunu was on an 8. Zagadou was on a 7-3. Iturbe was on a 7-3. And yet, all we got out of it was a 2-2 draw. And their goals came in the 85th and 90th minute. It's like my guys simply forgot the game goes 90 minutes. It's annoying as hell. So today we're going to play Man City. It's going to be the only game we're playing. The reason why is because we went over the transfers. We're going to take a look at the squad here because today is our Champions League group draw. So we'll look at the guys on the field and on the bench before we do anything else. Clark picked up a knock. That's why he's got the playing time going on for the under-23s. So we're just going to click that off. So, and I do have a couple players that are wanted. Guehi was wanted. Antonio Blanco was wanted. Gabriel Verón was wanted. At one point in time, there was an offer that came in for Verón that I accepted because he wanted to go there, and then he didn't like their contract offering, so he turned back, and now he's here. That's one of the reasons I picked up a couple of players I did. So Anderson's out with an injury. He's out for another week or so. Filter out that here. I should probably get Wanjo on the bench. If only to get him some playing time. I got Guehi on the bench, so I don't need Nathan Ferguson. So we're going to have Xerxes and Pellegrini up top. Pellegrini is the deep lying forward. He can play that role fairly well. Esposito and Fatu is my attacking midfielders. Stockbridge and Sayoni is my midfielders. Adamarola, Zagadou, Ridawald, and Kasunu as the defensive back four. And Iturbe in goal is the striker. On the bench, we got Jordan Clark, who's going to come on and get some playing time. Ethan Laird, who can play the left or the right. Alex Banya, who can play the mid, the left, the right, the center. Up top is striker if I need him to. Gabriel Verón, advanced midfielder left, advanced midfielder right, can also play a little bit of striker, midfielder in a pinch. Guehi, who can play anywhere on the back line. Antonio Blanco, who is my midfield sub, my primary midfield sub. Juanjo, or Yari Verscharen, again, left side, right side, striker, can also play midfielder in a pinch. Juanjo, defensive center back. Hamza Chaudhry, my primary backup for Stockbridge. So if there is one area where we're a little bit thin, you might say defensive center back, because the quality does go down from Zagadou and Ridawald. And frankly, Ridawald isn't the best, but at 27 years old, he's quite capable and knows the position really well. So let's go here. We're playing Newcastle in the third round of the Carabao. And here is our draw. I'll draw the first teams. I can't even remember where we are. I think we're fourth pot. Yeah, we're fourth pot. So Group A is Ajax, Group B is FC Bayern, Group C is Porto, Group D is Rangers, Group E is Man City, Group F is Real Madrid, Group G is Milan, Group H is PSG. Juve goes to Group A, Atletico to Group B, Inter to Group C, Liverpool to Group D, Barcelona to Group E, Borussia Dortmund to Group F, RB Leipzig to Group G, Chelsea to Group H, VfL Wolfsburg to A, Shakhtar to Group B, Club Brugge to Group C, Real San Sebastian to Group D, Feyenoord to Group E, Roma to Group F, Benfica to Group G, RB Salzburg to Group H. I thought I said RB Salzburg earlier. RB Leipzig. Okay, so what groups don't we want? We don't want F. So Red Star rounds out Group A. Lask rounds out Group B. We're in Group C. Club Brugge, Inter, and Porto. That's actually not a bad group. I think that's not a bad group at all things considered, I think. Monaco rounds out Group D. Lyon rounds out Group E. Holy cow. What a group. Galatasaray rounds out Group F. Midtjylland rounds out Group G. And Spartak Moscow is going to round out Group H. So save this here real quick. Pain by Pain Season 4. So all in all, this is not a bad group. Martinez, Gonçalves, Traore, Kongu, Nubel in goal, Milan Skriniar. I know I have an Italy scout unless I let him go. And then we've got Porto. Martinez, Diaz, Fabio Vieira, Jean Mario, Oliveira, Ventina, Liete, Kobel in goal. And then Club Brugge. It's a heck of a formation. Mignolet in goal. It's a name I haven't heard in a while. I think that's not a bad group. I think we have a good shot of placing. And if we don't, I know where we fall in the Europa League. If we do fall out of here, we should do really well too. I would not want to be Lask. I would definitely not want to be Feyenoord. Spartak Moscow is going to have a tough time because Red Bull Salzburg is a very good squad. So we've got City in a couple of days. We'll be back with that match here in just a bit. The transfer window is open for a couple more days, but unless I get another deal a la Joshua Xerxes or Sebastiano Esposito, we're not going to be signing anybody. I have my eyes on a defensive center back who ended up signing with... Totally blanking on it now. That's how frustrated I was. But anywho, let's get ready to go. Man City, early enough in the season, I think if we can do a credible job against them, we're setting ourselves up really well for the rest of the year. I think finishing top four is a definite possibility. One of these days, we'll finish first. It's just going to be a matter of time. We got 3 more years to do it in. Freaking George hair next to my eye. What's going on here? Oh, okay. Sterling off the throw-in. João Felix. Ball is dispossessed. Ridawald back to Iturbe. He sends it forward. Rodrigo jumps up and intercepts that. No problem. Laporte to to Sterling. Sterling to De Bruyne. Frack. I don't know what that Iturbe kick was. He sent it right to Rodrigo. And then De Bruyne just sitting there in the corner of the 6-yard box. Wide open. Kasunu on the throw-in. Pellegrini heads it to Fatu. Fatu breaks forward and is dispossessed, but the ball goes to Kasunu. Fatu gets into space. Xerxes there and he taps it in. A quick answer. And that was well done. I really like Fatu. I really think he's got a ton of potential. It's a nice pass by Kasunu. And the defender just totally misplayed that. Who is that? Who is that? That's Ruben. Okay. Kasunu on the throw-in. Long throw. Headed down by Man City. Zanolio. And he scores after the 360 turnaround. Pellegrini completely misplayed that. Oh, look, there's Zanolio chesting the ball down. Oh, look, there's Zanolio turning a 360. Oh, look, there's the ball going by my keeper. Not quite sure what happened there. Ederson bombs it forward. Zanolio heads it forward. Riedewald stops it. Admirola gets it to Stockbridge. Back to Zagadou. Zagadou over to Riedewald. Riedewald to Zag. Oh, what the heck. Ball's back and forth. Xerxes heads it down to Pellegrini. Pellegrini back to Kasunu. Up into space. Xerxes there. And we equalize again. Wow, he's going to be a nice pickup. For 15 point, however many point 2575 million I signed him for. Nice little drop pass by Pellegrini. Xerxes on the volley. Well done. We're only 20 minutes in, too. It's been a very even game so far, statistically speaking. De Bruyne taps off to Felix, and Ruben's shot goes just wide right. Turbe over to Riedewald, who picked up a yellow, don't know when. Zagadou. To Esposito, back to Zagadou. All the way back to a Turbe. Come on, guys. Riedewald. To space, knocked down. Kasunu. Pellegrini, back to Sayoni, up into space. Xerxes, is he going to get there? No. George Harris all over the place. I don't know why. Felix loses the ball. Dispossessed by Riedewald. Esposito passes it up for Xerxes. Xerxes back to Admirola. Admirola to Stockbridge. Over to Sayoni. Admirola baseline. And it's headed in by Xerxes. A hat trick. In the first half. A nice cross by Admirola. Good job by Sayoni finding him. Oh, Xerxes went up and beat his guy in the air. And that is half with a 3-2 lead. 9 shots, 5 on target to their 11 and 4. And a Joshua Xerxes first half hat trick. Mancini off the throw-in to Laporte to Sterling. Oh, Riedewald intercepts that. Gets it back to a Turbe who bombs it forward. Pellegrini all the way back to Kasunu. Kasunu to Sayoni to Riedewald. Kasunu, Pellegrini, Sayoni, Riedewald, over to Zagadou, out to Admirola. He cuts inside, centers it to Pellegrini. Pellegrini takes a shot. Ederson a save. That was ambitious by Pellegrini. It's good ball movement by us, but that was an ambitious shot by Pellegrini. Ederson taps it to Mancini on the goal kick. Back to Ederson, who lumps it forward, headed down by Kasunu to Fatu. Oh, Sayoni almost loses the ball, passes it up to Xerxes, and he has his fourth. Was he offsides? No, he was not. Almost looked like, who was that? I can't tell who that was next to Sayoni there. Nice job by Xerxes. We'll go a few more minutes and start making a couple changes. I got too many guys with yellows. Who is that? That's Sterling. Okay, we may have gotten away with one there. We're going to bring Clark on for Pellegrini. We're going to get Blanco on for Sani. We're going to bring... You know what? We'll bring Wanjo on for Riedewald. Where does he like to play? No nonsense. Central defender cover. And he's right-footed. Fatuwu on the cross. Stockbridge is there. Ederson stops it, and it's headed over the crossbar again. Fatuwu again on the corner kick. In-swinger. Xerxes can't get ahead on it. Stockbridge, is he going to run it down? He is, eventually. Back to Adamarola, and the highlight ends. Adamarola on the throw-in. Stockbridge. Back to Adamarola. Esposito takes a shot, and he absolutely buries it. Oh, wow. Oh, what a shot. Just right across the top of the box. Right foot, neat as you please. Above to Ederson's outstretched arms. Bruno to Zanolio. Oh, he's one-on-one with Iturbe, and there's no way Iturbe's stopping that. They get one back. Blew by defender like he had feet of stone. And the away fans got a nice show. Adamarola on the throw-in. Esposito. Stockbridge. Stockbridge. Xerxes off the post. Oh. Looks like Xerxes was going for it. And whoever that guy was there ran into him. I thought it was a foul at first, but... Oh, Clark with a shot. Absolutely. It hit somebody and went up. My phone beeped and it distracted me. We had our chances. We've had our chances all game. Sterling. Back to Zinchenko. Iturbe, a nice stop. That was a bad... That was intended to be a cross, and it just went too far. Iturbe rolls it out to Wanjo. Wanjo up to Clark. Back to Fatuwu. All the way back to Iturbe. Zagadou. He runs forward. He feeds Esposito. Esposito all the way back to Iturbe. Up to Zagadou. Over to Wanjo. Wanjo's got space, but instead he drops off to Blanco. Stockbridge now to Blanco. Blanco feeds Clark. Clark holds it up, gets it to Xerxes, rounds the keeper and puts it away for his fourth of the game. We're absolutely dominating City 6-3. What are they checking? There's Clark. He was well onside. He was very onside. Good grief. And that, oh, yes. Yes. This is the team that won last season by 14 points, and we just beat them 6-3. That was a very good performance. Even Clark ended on a 7-5. Xerxes, a 10. 4 goals. I mean, what more could you ask for? Other than Watford in first place? Wow. Okay. Now, see, this is something I'm not really a fan of. The transfer window closes at 11. When does the Champions Cup team registration have to be done by? Does it have to be done before 11? I remember a couple of years ago in FM 17, the Champions League registration was the day before the transfer window closed. Granted, it was like 12 or 15 years into the save, but still, it was annoying. Xerxes was absolutely fabulous. Do the post-match press conference here. Looking at the schedule, it is going to be a short break, because I think what we're going to do... Oh, this works out nicely. We're going to skip Newcastle. We're going to come back and play Club Brugge and Newcastle. And then it's probably going to be Porto here. Oh, wait a minute, when do we play Club Brugge again? Oh, this was looking nice. So Club Brugge, Watford. Club Brugge, Newcastle. Skip Inter there, come back for West Ham, Porto. Skip Porto there, come back for United and wherever our Carabao is in here, and then come back and do Inter and whatever happens there. And that is the plan. Now, the ball is round. It has a mind of its own. Custer had a plan too. So did the Cylon. So take of that what you will. But that is what we were going to do. It's going to be a short turnaround time. I might be able to get more than 2 or 3 episodes recorded tonight. This is literally one of those saves where it's like I don't want to stop playing. Because I love this game. Xerxes, 5 goals. Esposito, a goal. Wow. We absolutely trounced Man City. I'm very okay with that. Hopefully you are too. If you did like what you've seen and heard, please leave a like. Subscribe to the channel for more content. Questions, criticisms, comments, leave those down below. I will answer those as fast as I can. Let me know what you think of the transfer window. Did I get good value for money? Did I overpay for Xerxes? 5 goals says no. At the end of the season, if he's on 6 goals, 7 goals, 8 goals, he's got 8 goals in 3 games, then maybe I did. That said, my name is F. Angelico. I thank you for watching.